HGTV is in serious trouble. And the fans, they're finally starting to notice. Beloved shows are disappearing without warning. Familiar faces are vanishing overnight. And now, one number is casting a shadow over everything. $41 billion. Yes, $41 billion in debt. That's the figure being whispered across Reddit threads, Facebook groups, and YouTube comment sections. But what does that actually mean? Is HGTV about to collapse? Or is this just another corporate shakeup being blown out of proportion? Let's break it all down, piece by piece. Because once you connect the dots, the pattern is hard to ignore. It didn't start with one big announcement. It started with silence. Then fans noticed something. Christina on the Coast was gone. No renewal, no goodbye episode, just gone. Then came Bargain Block, then Farmhouse Fixer, then Married to Real Estate, then the Flipping El Musas. And yes, even Izzy does it. One by one, popular HGTV shows were either quietly canceled or left without updates. For a while, fans thought it was just a coincidence. But then the list kept growing and growing. What made it worse? Some of these shows had already been renewed. Others had strong fan bases. They weren't flops. They weren't scandals. They were just cut. And people began asking the same question, why? To understand what's happening, you have to zoom out, way out. HGTV isn't a standalone channel. It's owned by a media giant, Warner Brothers. Discovery, and right now, Warner Brothers Discovery is in crisis mode. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. The company is splitting into two. One part will keep the streaming services like Max, Discovery Plus, and HBO. The other part, it'll be handed the traditional cable networks, like HGTV, Food Network, and TLC. But here's the twist. That second company is being saddled with a mountain of debt. How much? Try $38 billion. And when you add the restructuring costs, legacy expenses, and liabilities, that number climbs closer to $41 billion. So technically, HGTV isn't in $41 billion of debt, but it's being placed in a company that is. And that matters a lot. Because when you're stuck in a sinking ship, it doesn't matter how clean your cabin is. You're still going down with it. So what does all that debt mean for HGTV? Let's be clear. HGTV isn't bankrupt. It's still airing shows, still making money, still attracting loyal viewers, but things have changed. That debt means there's pressure, a lot of it. Pressure to cut costs, pressure to prove value, pressure to do more with less. And that's where the show cancellations come in. It's not about performance anymore, it's about survival. Shows that cost too much, gone. Shows that don't draw massive numbers, cut. Shows with expensive talent or long contracts, not worth the risk. Networks like HGTV are now being forced to make cold decisions. It's not about creativity, it's about cash flow. And the fans, they're paying the price. HGTV used to be a comfort channel, a safe space, a background favorite during lazy Sundays and late-night binge sessions. So when fans started seeing their favorite shows disappear, they were confused, then frustrated, and then furious. Social media exploded. Instagram comment sections were flooded with messages like, "You've lost the soul of this network. You cancel every show I actually care about. HGTV is dead." On Reddit, one post went viral. It read, "This isn't about viewership, it's about money. They're cutting anything that isn't dirt cheap to produce." And you know what? That post might be the most accurate summary of all. Because this isn't personal, it's financial, it's strategic, it's survival mode. But when your favorite show gets axed without warning, that doesn't make it feel any better. With legacy shows getting cut, fans are wondering, what's replacing them? Well, take a look at what's staying. The Flip Off, a competitive renovation series, is still on air. Battle on the Beach is still in the game. And Rock the Block, another competition-style show, continues to thrive. See the pattern? HGTV is shifting towards shows that are cheap to produce, easy to repurpose, and perfect for syndication or streaming. In other words, formulaic, safe, and cost-efficient. Forget long story arcs or personal renovation journeys. HGTV is going all in on short-term drama, quick competition, and predictable results. Why? Because these shows deliver fast ratings. They don't require massive production budgets. and they're easy to sell to international networks or streaming platforms. It's business, but it doesn't feel like HGTV anymore. Here's what this really means. This isn't just about one network. This is about the end of an era in cable TV. Warner Bros. Discovery is treating cable like a sinking ship. They're loading it with debt, then offloading it. Why? Because all the attention is going to streaming. That's where the growth is. That's where the money is. And sadly, that's where HGTV is not. HGTV may survive the split, but it won't look the same. Expect fewer originals, more reruns, more crossover content with Food Network or Magnolia Network, and probably more sponsored segments and brand integrations. Because at this point, every dollar matters. But what about the people we've come to know and love? What happens to the hosts, the personalities, the ones who made HGTV feel like home? Well, that's the toughest part. Some of them might get absorbed into new shows, some might be quietly phased out, and others could walk away altogether. We've already seen hints of this. Christina Hall is focusing on family and private projects. Tarek and Heather El Moussa are launching new ventures outside of HGTV. Even Jonathan Knight from Farmhouse Fixer was shocked to learn his show wasn't renewed. These aren't just business decisions. They're heartbreaks for loyal fans who watch these stories unfold for years. And once these hosts are gone, you can't just replace them with generic talent and expect the same loyalty. That's what HGTV risks losing. Not just shows, but trust, connection, familiarity. And once that's gone, it's very hard to get back. So, what should you, the viewer, expect going forward? Here's the reality. More sudden cancellations. Fewer niche or passion projects, more competition-style shows, less innovation, and more advertising. You might start noticing the same show being rerun multiple times in a week, or familiar faces appearing across different series, or promotions creeping into the show itself. It's all part of the pivot, a pivot from passion to profit. And while some viewers will stick around, others are already tuning out. The charm is fading, the magic is slipping. And for many fans, this isn't the HGTV they signed up for. Is HGTV going bankrupt? Number not today, not yet. But is it changing forever? Absolutely. The $41 billion debt isn't HGTV's alone, but the impact of that debt, it's showing up on your screen. Every show that disappears, every host who vanishes, every project that feels rushed or recycled, it's all part of the bigger picture. This is what happens when corporate restructuring meets creative television. You lose the heart and keep only what sells. HGTV will likely survive this moment, but it might not be a network fans recognize anymore. The question is, will anyone care to watch what's left? Now we want to hear from you. Do you think HGTV can bounce back from this? Which show's cancellation hit you the hardest? And do you still trust the network the way you used to? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read them, and we'll feature the best reactions in our next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon, because this story isn't over, and we'll be tracking every twist and turn right here with you. Thanks for watching.